Jobs are obtained based on three factors: your skills, your education, and your work experience. It doesn't matter if you are the best in your field theoretically, or if you have studied at one of the best universities in the world. All of this has little importance in a selection process if you do not have the experience the company is looking for in the position. But having the experience is just as important as knowing how to sell it. Hello, how are you? I am John Charles. I work in human resources, and I am here to give you a hand. Today, we are going to learn how you should approach the professional experience section in your new resume. But first, I advise you to check out this video, where we have seen the different parts that a resume should have. Now, let's start from the beginning. What does the company expect from your professional experience? This section exists so that the recruiter can verify that you have the experience they are looking for in that position. Both the quantity of experience and the quality of experience. What does this mean? It means that the number of years you have been performing certain functions is just as important as the level of responsibility and complexity those functions had. You should always try, throughout your professional career, to maintain a good balance between the two factors. It may even be the case that the quality of the experience can be more important than the quantity of experience you have had in a position. I will give you an example. Imagine they are looking for a person with 5 years of experience in sales. Well, in this case, they might choose someone who only has 3 years of experience if those 3 years have been spent selling the products and services they are selling. So we must give as much importance to the dates, that is the time you have been working, as to the functions and tasks you have performed, the quantity and the quality. So, when you are making your resume, what are the different parts that the work experience section should have? Work experience needs to be as concentrated as possible, very schematic, and provide all the information in the least amount of space. To achieve this, you need to include some small sections in this part. First, your position, or your role, or your job, or your title, or however you want to call it, what you have worked as. For example, sales consultant, warehouse stocker, geriatric nurse, lawyer, whatever it is, the position, the title. Second, the dates you have been working. From when to when have you been performing this job? And don't cheat. Avoid putting only the years. Specify the month and year you started and the month and year you finished. With this information, the company or recruiter will be able to quickly calculate the number of years you have been working in a position. However, if you only put the year you started and leave it unspecified, the information you are giving the recruiter is very vague, not concrete, and you are making it difficult for them to know how many years of experience you have. This is a way to artificially inflate the resume, and we recruiters are used to it. We have seen this many times before. Third section, the company you have worked for. Often, this is the first thing we list in each of our work experiences, especially when the companies we have been with have a name, have prestige, but this is a mistake. The most important part of your resume is you, not the company. There are many people who have worked at that company, but there is only one you. Keep in mind that the company is important, but you are much more important, so it is much better to start with the position you have held and then follow with the company you have been with. A small note, when referring to the company, it is not necessary to use the full legal name. It is sufficient to use the trade name of that company. For example, if you have worked at Telefónica, it is better to put Telefónica rather than Telefónica de España, Sociedad Anónima. Fourth section, your functions. Here you should list the tasks and responsibilities you have had. For each of these roles, you can provide a brief description of what it entailed, helping the recruiter understand exactly what you were doing. Look, for example, if we are making a resume for a person who is a selection technician, they can talk about the following: posting job offers on employment portals, screening resumes, conducting competency-based interviews, following up with candidates, and so on. Fifth section, your achievements. There are surely many people who have had your job at your company, and there will be many more, but the only person who has achieved what you have achieved is you. Therefore, in this section, you should focus on detailing as much as possible the various professional achievements you have reached, the objectives you have met, and the goals you have accomplished. And when I talk about being specific, I am referring to providing exact details about your work. When I am reviewing resumes in this section, some of the things I usually encounter are basically the candidate's own motivation and the fact that people don't believe they are good at what they do. They think there are many like them, but as I have already told you, there is only one you. We will talk about this factor of motivation and self-motivation later on. But now that you are working on your resume and we are within the professional experience section, I want you to focus on thinking about what you have achieved. Think about your day-to-day. Think about your quarterly results, or perhaps your annual results. Think about the feedback your colleagues have given you, what your manager has said about your performance. Think about everything that makes you unique in your job, and therefore, what sets you apart from the rest. If you think deeply and try not to judge yourself destructively in this process, you will find many achievements that you can put in your resume. These are essentially the different sections you should include in the work experience part of your resume. If you like this video, it would be great if you could share it, and in the comment box below, you can tell me what you would like me to cover in other videos. Lastly, here are some videos that will surely be useful to you. Goodbye, IT.